Hey guys, welcome back to the Burn the Pro podcast, where we hope to help you reach your full potential, whether that be inside or outside the gym. I'm your main host, Jeremy, self-proclaimed gym bro, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Nicole Tan, IFBB Bikini Pro.
What's going on, guys?
Yes, we are back for another episode of what are we doing today? We're talking about life.
We can do a little bit of a catch up because obviously, I've been on a mini cut for about, I like to say nearly 6 weeks, like about 5 weeks now, and you've been on your building phase
Yeah.
for about 5 weeks. So 5 weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
We pretty
5
much
weeks, yeah.
swapped because before Jeremy was cutting for a while, and the moment I decided that I was gonna cut, he decided that he was gonna stop cutting.
What? No, it fell in line.
Yeah,
it's not like
So,
planned. I
so
didn't
we've been doing it for the
decide.
same time.
Like cutting wise, I was like probably 5 weeks into a cut. We went on holiday for a little bit, like 10 days. Came back and I was like, okay, I'll just tidy up a little bit longer, like 1 or 2 weeks. And then I was like, yeah, I'll probably start the
So
building
how
phase.
long in total were you cutting?
About 6 to 8 weeks, I
Yeah,
would say. Yeah.
So,
I just went
good mini
super
cut, kind
aggressive.
of
Yeah.
yeah. And then how has your growth phase been? Like, what have you been doing since then?
I just eat more. That's pretty much the only difference. Like there hasn't been too much of an increase, like just more food. Like I mean my cut calories were just like super low. Don't really count calories. I just kept cutting calories and just eating almost nothing and just got leaner. But luckily I have the muscle mass. So I think like tidying up your physique, just accept that you're gonna lose maybe a bit of muscle. And obviously your training sucks. Everything just kind of sucked during the cut. But then I got into a good spot. I was happy with my body fat. I was like, yeah, I'll probably start building now. Because timing wise, season A is about, I think it's like, it's October now, so
coming
November,
close.
December. So about 6, 7 months away.
Yeah.
So I probably have like maybe 3 more months to cut and then maybe a 16-week prep maybe or something like
You
that.
mean 3 more months to grow?
3 to 4 more months of growing, yeah.
Okay,
At least 3 months of
Yeah.
growing. At least 3 more months because it'll be October, November, December.
And then you start pretty
And
much
then
like
I'll
January.
kind of start like January time, yeah.
Yeah.
Like for the cut for the show. Because I don't want to do a 20-week prep. So that's why the goal of this building phase is to make sure that I eat enough fuel and maintain my body fat levels. That's pretty much just all I'm going to do.
Yeah.
As long as I can still see abs and I can, like at my weight, like it's a good spot to kind of be in. Because then
Yeah.
like for dudes, if you can't see your abs in the morning, you're most likely above 18% body fat. And you probably pushed the cut too far. So I would say like, I'll be around that 15 or 16 right now. 15.
You mean push the bulk too far?
Yeah, they pushed the bulk too
Yeah,
far.
you said push the cut, so I was
Oh, sorry, push the bulk too far.
Yeah. Push the bulk too far, which I feel like a lot of people do. But like, I think it's very hard for guys to push it too far. But I feel like sometimes a lot of like male coaches maybe push their female athletes to bulk too far as well, which is something that's like a little bit more common than I've been seeing. But you can definitely like make a lot of progress without putting on too much body fat, because especially if you're just about to go into a prep like you are, if you purposely or accidentally, accidentally is not as bad as purposely. I think purposely is worse. If you purposely put on extra body fat right now, knowing that like, oh, you're actually going to go into a comp prep for like 15 weeks in January, you're really only setting yourself back. And like, you probably have to, if you do, you may have to push even harder during prep and then risk losing even more muscle, as much muscle as you do have compared to a female. But like, yeah, so I think you have a good plan going on.
Yeah, I think, a lot of times people do push the bulk too far. Or they want to bulk from where they are. And let's be real, if you don't see abs in the morning, you're probably it's not a good time to bulk. Like, let's be real. Like, I do get some wild, suggestions. Sometimes, I get new clients that may say they wanted to drop down, 20 kilos, like, and they want to get back up 20 kilos. And I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, you have to understand, if you have body fat on you and you're above 18% as a male, if you're above 18% body fat and you try to cut down, you obviously if you're above 18%, you have to cut down to about 12-15% to be like a good spot, I would say, to then start reverse dieting, start building back up. But then when you build back up, your goal isn't to be the same weight as when you started. So you could lose like 15 kilos, for example, and be like 12% body fat. It doesn't mean that your build's going to be the same weight as
I
what
think
you
it can
started.
be for male with very, very good genetics and like who are maybe
Yeah.
experiencing like a new burst of growth phase. Maybe it's like a different stimulus, new coach, all that kind of stuff. Like
I think it's invalid
maybe
because
it's possible.
it's not.
Say if they lost like 5 kilos, then to gain 5 kilos of muscle on a male. Like, I
That
think
is probably
it's
believable.
possible.
Like
Yeah.
if you're, but that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You have to be close to already like 18%.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're sitting at 18% and you lose 5 kilos in your cut and then you build back up 5 kilos, that's fine. Like, because then you're in a good spot either way. But if you're like above 18%, you probably have to drop more body fat than 5 kilos.
Yeah.
Like, let's say it could be 12 kilos, and when you're 12 kilos that you have to lose, if you build back up 12 kilos in 12 weeks, you're going to be the same body fat as what you were before.
Yeah,
Let's
for
be
sure.
real.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it too many times. Like, it's very rare that someone comes in, like, you already have to be in a good body fat range.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, my cut only went from 97 to 91 kilos, 91, 92. That's only 5 or 6 kilos.
Yeah, perfect. So
Yeah.
you could possibly gain a
And
good
I'm pretty much 94.5 right
amount
now.
of 5 to 6 kilos. Yeah, so you can actually put back on the same amount you lost, provided it's not like you weren't very fat to begin with, kind of thing. And it's I think
Yes.
no more than like 5 to 6 kilos is
Yes,
max. Anyone
but-
who has lost more than that and tries to put that same amount on, like I don't think they'll end up
The
in
same
a better
body composition.
position.
They will not. They will probably push it too far and then they'll just go back to what they were doing before. And I'm just like, well, that's not going to be beneficial. And that's pretty much impossible. Like, unless you have crazy genetics, like if you lose 20 kilos and you want to put it back on 20 kilos, what are you thinking that 20 kilos is going to be? You think it's going to be all muscle? Like, it's virtually impossible.
Yeah.
Like, even as a beginner, I don't think, like, even with the rate at which you build muscle, even good genetics, like, I don't think it's valid. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of people should do that. But yeah, how is your mini cut going?
So I've been mini cutting for like 5 weeks and I lost just over 3 kilos. I like to say like 3.5, which is really good for my stubborn body. But what I've done differently this time is like, I guess like what you did, like go really, really aggressive. So I've been really, really aggressive in my mini cut. And I think mentally, so basically just a bit of a wrap up of like how I got to my mini cut is because I've been in a surplus / growth phase since I finished competing last year, which is like October. So I got like November, December, and then it's like about 8 months. Yeah, 8 months that I've been in a surplus. Not that I was particularly unhappy with how I was looking. I got to the heaviest I've ever been in an off season. Honestly, like probably the biggest I've been, but maybe not quite the fattest. Like I think me at my heaviest now is very different from me at my heaviest prior. So it was not because I was unhappy with how I was looking and stuff. Like I wish my waist was smaller, but in other ways I was fitting into clothes like much better than I normally do. So most people who are in the fitness industry, you can kind of like relate where like, when you're like a little bit leaner, most clothes don't fit. It doesn't fit as well. It's like loose in weird areas and like the clothes wear us at some stage. Like we're not wearing the clothes. So I was very happy with where I was at, but the main thing that was like really getting to me was just the fact that like my appetite was really, really low. So my body was basically stopping me from eating and basically signaling me that it does not want me to gain any more weight. And I could kind of feel it. Like I was maybe like a little bit more lethargic and like, I mean, I don't test these things, but I assume obviously once you start to eat a lot more and like you put on more body fat, you're not as insulin sensitive and things like that. So it's always going to be very beneficial to go through a little bit of a mini cut. So, again, if any of you are thinking of doing a mini cut, the reasons you should do it is one, if your body fat's getting like a little bit too high, that it's not going to give you a productive off season. There is no amount of extra muscle you're going to gain from extra fat that's being gained. Like you're only going to gain muscle at the rate you're going to gain muscle. So if the rate of the fat gain has surpassed that of the muscle gain, then it may be a good time to cut. Also, this is something that I learned only recently, like from Mike Israel, is that like we can't, as much as we think we can train hard forever and like keep hitting PBs and keep training harder and keep training to failure, we actually can't. So I've been trying to train as hard as I could for like 7 to 8 months, obviously. And at some point, you're not actually going to really be training as hard as you were maybe in a previous time to be able to put on like the maximum tissue you can. So that is probably a good time for you to shift the focus into improving your body composition, shredding some fat down, and also giving yourself a little bit of that break from like, oh, I'm trying to push really hard to like gain muscle. Like obviously you're going to still push hard in training, but when you're in a cut and you're eating a little bit less, and when you're doing a bit more cardio, like naturally you're not going to, I guess, be able to push the same amount like in your training, which is probably what your body needs if you have been pushing really hard for a long time, hitting PBs, like getting stronger. Like that's not going to continue forever. So I just thought like, look, I've been making a lot of progress, but it's starting to like not go at the same speed as it was when I first came out of a prep. As we know, when we first finished prepping, like that phase where we like start growing after we've recovered, we like make quite like substantial kind of like improvements. So I just wanted to get my body back to that phase again. And again, number one, bringing my appetite back. Like I know I need to eat to grow, and I'm someone that has a huge appetite. I can actually eat a lot, but like for probably 2 to 3 months, like my appetite was so low. It was just the lowest it's ever been. So when I entered the mini cart, my main goal was to make myself hungry again, bring the appetite up, make sure like I wake up feeling hungry again, that I look forward to meals, and that I can actually get my protein down. Because if any of you suffer with really low appetite, it's like impossible to like eat protein when you just like absolutely don't want to eat. It's like so freaking hard. So I've achieved that, and the fat loss that came along with it, I feel like is a bonus. You know, my main goal, like I said, is to put myself in a better position to continue building for like a long phase to come. I probably might be building for another at least like 5 months, which is like a long time. So I'm just wanting to prime my body for that. My appetite is back now, and I'm ready to get the hell out of this cut. Like I'm over it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like key indicators to know when you need to start a cut. I think appetite is a huge part. When you start to feel not hungry anymore and you just like can't down the food anymore. I think like, going through a mini cut during the time is important, but a lot of the dudes as well, like if you are training heavy compounds, I think joint pain and injury start to come in, niggles, that sort of things. And then that's when you know that, you can't keep getting stronger. And I think if your strength is starting to maintain, then maybe it might be time to, and you exhausted every option from deloads to changing up the training split, changing up the variations of the exercises, and you still just can't really get the contractions you need, then yeah, I think a cut should come sooner rather than later. And I think, you can keep it as short as 4-week mini cut, like just be super aggressive and just get that food, that hunger back again, like after 4 weeks of just aggressive mini cut. I think people do it a bit too steadily sometimes and spend too long in doing it like a 12-week mini cut. I always try to keep it just super aggressive and fast, like get out, get hungry, because you're going to feel great feeling hungry. No, you're probably not, but most times some people might. They'll be like, it feels good to be hungry.
I enjoyed it initially. Right now, not so much, but like I really
For
did.
me, I'm someone that doesn't eat a lot. So like mini cuts for me, like I find easier, like cutting so much more easier because you're getting leaner, it's more motivating. But when you're building, you're kind of like, okay, I can't put my body fat too high. I can't get my body fat too high. You got to manage all the variables of, strength deloads and stuff to make sure that you still progress. But then it's really hard because I think like it's when you learn about like textbook, like everyone's like, oh, you have to build for most of the year and do mini cuts and stuff. And, there's always like people that plan in a long distance. And I'm like, your body is so unique. Like
Your body
everyone's
will
so
tell
different.
you when it's time.
Yeah, like your body will tell you when it's time. It's just you have to learn the skills you need to be like, okay, you know what? My appetite's pretty shit. My joints are hurting. I might need to mini cut. And, these sort of things are what you learn from a coach, like a coach that does have the experience and knows what it feels like to go through it.
Yeah.
It's not saying that not everyone can just learn about it. You can learn about it, and learn the variables and the indicators of when a cut needs to be done. So I think, yeah, a lot of times, like, don't push the bulk too far, but then also listen to the body and the indicators to be like, okay, this is what I need to mini cut now. Like, stop trying to build when it's not the right time. And sometimes it could be just a shit ton of food and you're just pushing body fat up too high. And it's communication, especially working with, because I work with clients that, they are very in tune with their body and they'll let me know like, okay, this is hurting, my performance, my mental capacity is good, I'm functioning well, but when I go into the gym, my performance is bad. And it's like, then these sort of things that we need to know as coaches to know what we need to do next to help them keep progressing in the direction that they need to go.
There is such a thing as like people's like I guess like everyone thinks like the reverse, like some people who have very good metabolisms and stuff, when they talk about the reverse, they're like, oh yeah, you can just keep reversing and your body will just keep adapting and you just keep able to, if you slowly bump your calories, you can keep bumping them forever. And I think that's just absolutely crazy. Like there will be an amount that is like good for a person, and then you can just cruise on that same amount like and keep growing. There's no need to actually bump that up any further unless you lose weight. So in a building phase, if you all of a sudden start losing weight at those same amount of calories, that's a good time to bump it up. However, if you are eating more food and gaining more weight, however, your performance at the gym is not improving, your recovery is not improving, just throwing more food into the situation is not going to get it any better. You may be like, it's time for like a deload, it's time for a mini cut. You're like, your body is like, you can't really progress anymore. And just by throwing more food in, it's not going to solve like the bigger issue and things like that. Because there's obviously things like inflammation and all that kind of stuff. And once you start gaining like more body fat, you also have more like estrogen production and things like that, which is not going to be ideal for your build as well. So bear mode forever is not the most ideal way to get massive.
You got to be super strategic in how you plan it. Like obviously making sure your carbs are around your workout, intra-workout, pre-workout, post-workout. You're exhausting every option you have. But in the event that, let's say, your weight does drop down and you feel a bit more hungrier, but your waist measurement keeps going up, these are the sort of things that, we look at as coaches sometimes. Like, then in that case, maybe just holding the food might be better than to increase it. Yeah, you're dealing with hunger a bit more, but, your measurements, your waist measurements going up and your waist is getting thicker. So there's a sign that, it might not be the time to push food up yet. And so it's these sort of data that you have to kind of track to know what is best for your physique. But I think majority of the time is, if you're not hungry, the stuff we've said before, if the indicators are
your body's
showing
telling
that,
you you're too fat, stop eating.
stop eating. But just don't believe that you're going to lose 20 kilos of body fat and then gain 20 kilos back of muscle. Like, this idea is unfathomable. And I don't know why people still tell me these things. And I'm like, that's pretty much impossible. I wish that was as easy as it sounds, but why do you want to lose 20 kilos and go up 20 kilos again? That makes no sense. Like, unless you're purely a mass monster and you're like a bodybuilder, then I'm like, okay, yeah, possibly. But most times not. Not everyone we work with are bodybuilders, and there's no one going to be that's going to be 130 kilos at 8% body fat. Like, if you're 130 kilos, 8% body fat, yeah, maybe losing 20 kilos is definitely possible, because to maintain that amount of muscle, it's definitely viable. But then if you're not that level, like if you're 100 kilos and you're trying to get down to 80 just to be lean, and then you want to gain another 20 kilos to be up at 100, that's like, that doesn't make sense.
That's only for like lifestyle clients. So
yeah,
like
lifestyle,
not
even competitors as well.
But say, for example, like the amount of weight you lose to cut for prep, like you would gain that back and maybe a little bit more and look different and better. But that's because it's like a prep process. It's different from a lifestyle cut. Yeah, so like I lose about 7 kilos to get on stage, and then like I put back on maybe like about 8 kilos.
Yeah, but that's going back to what we mentioned about the 5 to 6 kilo range.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a range. If someone's losing 20 kilos, your goal is not to be back up 20 kilos. You should be up maybe 10 kilos max. Like, if you're back up at 20 kilos to, like, if let's say if they're 20 kilos and like 30% body fat, around that range.
I'm just thinking about the leaner but heavier like bodybuilders, because like they probably
but they have a lot more muscle. So like ratio wise, you're only 50 kilos. They're 130.
So
like
they can lose 20.
They can lose 20. That's what I'm saying. In the event, that makes more sense.
But
big
like bodybuilders, they can lose 20 and put back on.
But to be fair, a lot of people are not, like, they're probably like 110 at like 30% body fat. Like, I'm like, if you're losing 20 kilos just to get down to 15%, like, your goal isn't to get back up to 20 kilos. Like, definitely not.
Well, who do you think should not do a mini cut? Like, what circumstance? Because obviously some people, they may cut too much, or like they have unrealistic expectations and goals as to like when they should cut, and they just want to cut all the time. What kind of a person, like say if a client came to you and they want to mini cut, and then you ask them about their circumstances and you're like, it's probably not the best time to mini cut. Like, you probably need a reverse, you probably need to maintain, or you probably just need to actually go into a long building phase. Like, you don't need to mini cut. Like,
if the event that they have been dieting for 2 years straight on low calories. So like there are people like this, and as well, like there are people who just love being lean and they only eat like 700 calories a day, and they've been doing it for 2 years straight, and they just don't know why they're not losing any more weight. Because most times or not, they need to build. And I actually did talk to someone recently about that, like a potential client. And she was telling me that she was doing that for like years now. Like she doesn't remember, like just eating super low calories. And I'm like, it's great you're living the bodybuilder lifestyle, but you know, why are you eating so low calories? Like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do from here?
And
Like,
if they
you're
want
not
to
going to
get
lose
leaner
weight.
as well, and I'm like, like if you want to
got
get
no room.
when
Yeah.
you're eating 700 calories and you want to get leaner, there's really nowhere to go.
The only way to go is you have to go backwards.
Go back up a little bit and
take
then,
one step backwards
Yeah.
and go 2 steps forward. So you got to, you know, reignite that, you know, that metabolism, you know, get everything back to normal and what normality is.
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, a big step backwards to go 2 steps forwards. That's really the only way that, you know, people most times have to go if they are eating very low calories for extended periods of time.
I think the one time I say a hard no to people who want to mini cut is if they are like post comp. So there's some people who are like post comp.
Oh yeah, they eat shit for 2 weeks.
They
and
mess
then
up
just
their
like, oh, go back to a
diet,
cut.
and then you know they go off the rails for a little bit, and like they've put on the weight, you know, and they've been eating, and it's only been like 12 weeks post comp or whatever, and they're like, I want to like do a mini cut, but all their hormones and hunger signals and all that kind of stuff, it's not fully recovered yet. And if it's like a female that still doesn't have her period yet, they're still hungry all the time, they're not sleeping well, they're not recovering, it really isn't a good idea to do a mini cut at that point, like especially like an aggressive one, to be able to purposely want to lose all the weight that they've gained as quick, like lose the weight as quickly as they've gained it. Like it's not possible, because especially because if mini cut is the goal of the mini cut usually is to be quite aggressive and short. Your body will not allow you to. Like that's the one time where I think like, yeah, the mini cut, even if you try, like your body is just still recovering from a prep, it's not going to work as effectively as like someone who's like for me, like I stopped dieting for like 7 months or so, and I was like just so chill with everything, and then doing an aggressive mini cut like did actually work. But if it's in the post-com period and you're not fully recovered yet, then it's definitely a big no.
Yeah, that's why the reverse and / recovery diet is literally the hardest thing in the world, because you mess that up, there's really no coming back. Like for a while.
I think you don't need to come back though.
No,
so
as
that's
in,
the
like,
thing.
No, but like let's say they want to get back into good body fat range and stuff. I'm like,
I think you just gotta let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Just
You gotta
gotta let it go.
accept that you've gained the weight. In the event that it's super bad,
Yeah.
you know, like the option might be just to lose a bit more. But like
it'll
the difference
happen
is
naturally though, I feel. You know, like if they just kind of just eat at their maintenance and stuff and just go about their day, slowly, like their body will start to recomp back the right way. But like sometimes it's just like, oh, the weight is on, just keep going, right?
Yeah, we just got to manage it. That's why you got to stay with your coach. Make sure that you have someone that can keep you accountable.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee, like, that is the hardest phase of it all. Like, cutting is, okay, it sucks. It really does. But, like, the reverse is 10 times harder. It really is. It honestly is. When there's no goalpost, there's no jumping on stage, you don't have to take your shirt off. It's winter. Yeah, great. What's going to stop you from eating whatever you want? Like, especially in after competition. So I think like it's definitely like even people just do 12-week, challenges or transformations, like people we work with as well. They're like, what am I supposed to do after I get down, like cut my calories and stuff? And I'm like, well, you got to build your calories back up. But like, if you want to do it yourself, you got to make sure you stay accountable.
Yeah.
Because you can't just think, eat more and then add on more food and keep adding food every few days. You're going to put on all that body fat back on.
Yeah.
If you do it correctly, I think you can come out of it safely. If you lose like 12 kilos, you probably put on maybe 3-4 kilos in a reverse if you do it correctly.
I've never done it perfectly before. But basically, like if anyone is in that situation, like just catch yourself before it goes too far. So for me, usually I put on the first 3 kilos or first 4 kilos like really, really quickly. And it used to really upset me feeling like, oh, I've just messed everything up. But like eventually you're going to end up at that point anyway. So then I just accept like that new like body fat gain and then just kind of cruise there for a while. You'll start to kind of stay at that weight and recom. But the most important thing is just don't let it get worse. If you found yourself in that situation where you gain some weight really quickly post comp or post like an aggressive cut, then just focus on not letting it get worse. Don't try to lose it. Don't beat yourself up about it and stuff. There's nothing you can do. It's on. You know, what you can do is like go back in the past and change your actions. But, you know, sometimes I don't regret my actions because maybe I'm like, you know, traveling in Hawaii and ate too many donuts. And like,
We just accept it for
and
what
like,
it
it's
is.
not a big deal. It's like, okay, the new body fat is on. Like, eventually, you know, I need to put on size anyway. I need to put on weight. The weight's going to come on eventually. Now just don't let it get worse. Let your body recover. Accept the new fat gain and just keep going on there. And like, if you have a good coach, they'll be able to kind of like guide you along the
and
way.
we'll manage it because I think like whatever you're doing during prep, just keep doing that. Like just
Yeah.
go back to what you're doing, prepping your meals, not eating out often, maybe once a week or twice a week. Talk to your coach.
Yeah, it's
and
not
they
end of
can
the world.
just- yeah,
It's not
exactly.
end of the
There's ways
world.
of counteracting it, and there's
Yeah.
a certain weight that everyone needs to gain before they start to feel
good again.
normal. Like for
Yeah.
myself, I'm at that 94.5 kilos, 95 kilos, and like I feel good. Like I'm like, yeah, this is probably body fat that I'll probably hold for a bit longer before I try to push food more. Because training's good, pumps are good, I'm feeling good, like not food focused, not hungry all the time. I'm gonna get a little bit hungry in the morning, but that's really it. So like there's no real
Hungry in
bad.
the morning is a really good sign that like your digestion and metabolism is going good. So
Yeah, I mean some mornings I don't wake up hungry as well. So it just
yeah,
depends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waking up hungry is I mean, I like it. It makes me like excited to get out of bed.
Unless you're in a build phase.
Yeah. That's why when I'm in a build phase, I'm not hungry when I wake up, and so then I don't wake up.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you remember when I used to sleep until 9 o'clock? Yeah, that was me. And today, I'm cutting, so I wake up at 7:30. Yeah, so different. So we'll probably be. Let's like do a little bit of a break because Blake has a present for me.
Sorry, what? Why did I get a present? Hey, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Do you like my shirt?
Wow, that is actually pretty good. What the? When did you make this? That's hilarious. Oh my
Zaddy.
god. This is Blake, jump in the camera. Okay?
Yeah, come show everyone, Blake.
Blake is our videographer. He is our content guy. Check this out, man. Look at our shit. Oh my god, he did it, man. So what made you do this?
So, you know, you're committing to the prep. So we had to get the support tees going. So it had to
Yeah,
be
we'll
done.
be wearing this at your competition for sure. It's the uniform.
It's such a it's just a very sweet idea. No, I almost feel like it's funny, but it's also very thoughtful. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Like, so we're doing the show.
So next time we train with you as well, we'll just wear it in the gym just for fun.
Oh yeah, Melbourne.
Melbourne, we'll go to
training
Doherty's
kits.
and we will rock these shirts.
Wait, do I get one as well? Like, okay.
I got a couple, mate.
For the team.
Oh,
The
shit.
Jeremy support
Thank
team.
you,
The
Blake.
Zaddy support team.
Yeah, this is sick.
That's
That was
so
genius.
funny.
Oh my god, that's just so sweet. I honestly think it's funny, hilarious,
It's
but
so
very
good.
thoughtful.
The shirt feels really comfortable as well. Like it's such good quality.
Well, you haven't even put it on.
Should I put it on now?
Yeah, you got to put it on.
Put it on for the rest of the show. And then it's gonna be in all the clips. With no context. They'll be like, what is she wearing?
What is she wearing? This is gonna be the next shot. At least you chose the good photos, eh?
Good
The
photos.
filtered them a little bit, made me look pretty good. Goddamn, so I guess gotta commit to this show now, eh? This show is happening, guys. The show is happening. They haven't announced the dates yet, but we are working towards it. So I'm definitely gonna do it. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Pretty excited.
And yeah, I'm really excited. And I think a lot of people are really excited to see you back on stage. So
Yeah, it's been in a 4 or 5 year hiatus. I think like I had to prepare the whole business for this. So
and I think you just needed to get your love back for it. And I think that's really important for people who like maybe like you know, some people they're like prepping and then mid prep it just doesn't really feel right. They just don't really have that same amount of like love and passion for it. Then I think just Take a little bit of a step back, and maybe like 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, or 4 years. Eventually, if you love it, like it'll.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be
you'll
my
come
last one
back.
forever, but
Yeah.
definitely like I'm going all in for
It's like
this one.
Paul Vu, who was on the podcast, and I think when he was last on, he did say that he was retired. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was done. But then I think you saw him a second time.
Yeah,
Was it?
I
And then-
talked to him the second time,
and then he said
says
he's
coming
coming
back.
back,
But it's
so-
for different reasons. Like
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
both in the same boat that it's different now. Like we're not as hard on ourselves. Like we're still gonna give our best. Like we're not going into like it's not like I'm going in with a killer mindset that I am going in with a killer mindset that I want to win. But at the same time, if I don't win, I'm mature enough to know that it's not end of the world. Like
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Like I think back then I did suffer a loss, I guess, in my last show, and was like my worst placing ever. So I think that does take a toll on me mentally, because obviously you started off well, winning shows, doing well, like getting better each show to show. But then when you get better, it wasn't enough, and so that's what really hit me hard. So this time I'm going in with a more mature mindset about it. Like it's not like all about winning. Like for me, it's just getting on stage, just bringing my honestly best. I just want to see how good I'm gonna look. That's all that I care about right now. I just want to see like what sort of level I could bring it to, and just enjoy that like process and our journey into it. Obviously, it's gonna be hard. Like the journey itself is pretty hard. And the reverse, yeah, I'll do my best.
I mean, it might be easy for you this reverse. I don't know. It may not be because but yeah, once you start reversing, I'm pretty much going to start dieting. I'm going to start my prep when you finish your prep. So it may
this
be
is the
a bit
hardest thing. People
easier.
always talk about how good it is to compete together at the same time. And I'm like, yeah, nah, one person has to do one show and then the next show. But then the problem with that is that you're pretty much spending the whole year of doing nothing. Because
I wouldn't say it's doing nothing.
Well, like doing nothing in regards to like, going out to eat, like, because you're not going to be like, hey, let's go out to eat, because if you're on prep, I'm not going to push that on you. And so I'll just, eat my meals as normal. Maybe like
So it'll be good for your reverse.
it'll be good for a reverse. So I guess like in a way it is good, but I think people don't see how long it takes, because like exactly it. Like we start prep kind of like now I'm starting the growing phase. I'm still way flexible now, but then like once Jan comes around, we're gonna pretty much have the whole year of both preps. Like I'll be doing my prep, you still be so obviously you're gonna be building, you're not gonna try to entice me, and so then after that I'll be done, and then you start cutting, and then so therefore like we'll literally spend the whole year, and that's why obviously like it takes a lot of the years, like when you are competing and stuff.
Yeah, but I think I'm pretty good with like prep in the sense that like I'd still be down to like do things and go places. I just bring my food, thermos.
Yeah,
just bring
but
the thermos
it's very hard to
everywhere.
go on holiday and stuff.
But the thing is, like, I compete internationally. So
yeah, but
to me, it's still
to
like
the
a
show, yeah.
holiday,
But that's end of October, so
Yeah.
we really can't go anywhere until like that time is done, and then we compete internationally, which is great.
yeah.
You know,
Most people like maybe only travel out of the country like once a year, right? It's very normal. like how we've been living the last few years is just to catch up on what we missed out on in COVID.
yeah, that's true.
But in the
That's true.
past, like we would travel like once a year. Like, we went to Hawaii, that was like the once a year. Or like we went to Hong Kong, that was like once a year. But like, yeah, and then after that, like you've just been going all over the place. But yeah, we'll at least like be able to go to 2 different places, because I plan to at least do 2 competitions. So I mean that'll be fun. And then obviously I like to like finish off the comp season with a real holiday after that. So there's always lots of options, but it's like I'm really excited for next year when it comes to like us competing and traveling and doing all that. So, and obviously you're probably going to go to nationals, so that would be like a little trip over east as well.
Yeah. I'll probably do 2 state shows, maybe do the Pro League and the Elite, just to see the water, test the waters. Because at the end of the day, I don't know how I'm going to look on stage. Like looking individually, I think I'll do all right, but I think as a filter, just in case, like the men's physique guys are getting pretty big.
They are.
Like
I
some of
mean,
these
yeah.
international competitors are on a different level. So like those are the guys I'm a bit worried about, because I've seen them in person. So that's why I'm like, I'll bring my best that I can possibly bring, but at the end of the day, I want to at least see how I look on stage first before I decide on which national show I want to do.
I think you should still go for Pro League, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
see.
We'll see how this growth phase goes.
Yeah. So will you do the novice class?
100% I'm doing novice. I'm actually a novice in the pro league. So like
Jeremy used to be when IFBB was like in the old
not
IFBB
true
elite.
novice. I can do novice. Yeah.
Yeah, and IFBB elite, like he used to. That's the one that he used to like win the opens and stuff. But he actually hasn't won an open class in the IFBB Pro League, and so you're eligible to still
Different looks.
do novice.
If people look at the men's physique pros in IFBB elite and IFBB pro league, completely different.
Yeah.
Like they do tend towards the slimmer waistlines. They don't like the blocky waistlines at all, and they will
you
mark
don't have
you
a
down
blocky
for a
waist
ride.
anyway.
That's exactly it. So that I feel like that would be my only strength, but like we don't know how pro league judges that, because if you look at guys on the top level, they have very thick waists. They just have an illusion because they have so much muscle that it almost makes their waist look small. But if you actually measure their waist is actually pretty big.
I mean, when you grow that much muscle, it's quite impossible to not grow your waist.
I think it's a lot
either.
of classic guys who move down. Like they just have a shit ton of muscle, and most of them can move down. And yeah, but that is the obviously pro league in America. I would say a pro league around
like,
the
not pro
world.
league, the pro ranks. Like you're talking about
Yeah,
pro
yeah.
pros, not like the amateur pros, but like like pro pros. Because obviously you've seen them in person, and
Yeah.
they are very very big, very very impressive. Actually, even the amateurs in Asia are very very impressive. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, the amateurs in Asia are very good.
They are very, very good. So that's a good thing about, like, if you're thinking about traveling internationally to compete, do it. It's going to be much harder, but it's going to open your eyes so much, and it's going to make you so much of a better
It's either going to
athlete.
make you better or it's going to scare you.
It's going to make you quit.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, it could. Like, I mean, when
It
you see the
could.
standard of competitors, even I know, I wouldn't compete internationally. That's all I can say. Like, I've seen it firsthand, and I'm like, there's just no way. Like, I wouldn't just do it for fun because I just know the standard of these amateurs that aren't even pros yet compared to what we have in Australia. Not saying that we have not the highest standard. Like, we have our really good guys. Like, do not get me wrong. We have some really amazing athletes, and I won't take that away from them, and in great physiques. But if you look at the average,
Yeah.
like if you let's say we combine, all the athletes together, that's the average physique. The average physique is not as high as it is internationally. Like, a lot of the natty competitors wouldn't even dare to compete in the pro rank in the pro league in general, because these guys are going to be like mass monsters.
I still think it can encourage some people. I mean, it really depends on like your mindset and
It
things
depends.
like
yeah,
that.
no, that's exactly. If you
Yeah.
enjoy the sport and you love it,
'Cause,
yeah,
like for
go all in.
me, I
Yeah.
remember like when we first went to Asia, like especially that Vietnam show, and obviously I was lucky enough to win my class, but in that overall lineup, it's the craziest overall lineup that I have seen like in my whole competing career up to then. And right now, out of like the 6 of us that were like in the overall lineup, I think 2 of us went on to be bikini pros, who was not the one that won the pro card that day. So the girl who won the pro card that day is now a wellness pro, and she's qualified for the Olympia. She's that good, and she had that much size back then already. Imagine baby Nicole standing next to this girl that won her pro card that was pretty much like on the verge of like going to become wellness. And there was another girl who didn't win her pro card but went on to win her wellness pro card. So like literally out of the 6 people there, 5 of us now are pros, and like we all remember each other because it's like, I don't know, it's one of those it's just one of those things.
The bikini standard in Australia is very high, though.
Yeah, it is.
I'll
it
definitely,
is.
I'll definitely admit that.
And
like,
it's getting better and
the
better every
standard
single year.
in Australia, like for pro league, is definitely super high. Like, I'm very impressed. Like, I would say, like, out of all the classes, I would say our quality of athletes for bikini is definitely
Yeah.
very competitive around the world. For other classes, yeah, maybe not as much. Like, yeah, not as much. Like, we still have our really good ones. Do not get me wrong. Like, we have really good, like Aaron Pilates, amazing bodybuilder, like, that literally made it to Olympia and everything.
Yeah.
We used to have Josh Lenarwitz,
He still made it to Olympia, and he went to
and he
Masters
just
Olympia.
went to
as
Masters
well.
Olympia. So, like, we have really top tier
We
athletes.
do, yeah.
But if we're looking at like the ones that are coming out, they probably need to put on more size. Like,
We have
that's
a
just size
couple
game.
of really good wellness girls as well who, like Danny and stuff, who's been to Olympia. I think she's qualified again this year. So, like a lot of
Yeah.
really, really good wellness.
And
girls
wellness, yeah,
as
we have
well.
some good
Yeah.
wellness competitors as well. So like, definitely, like, we do have those top tier athletes, but it's just like the majority of people like that want to do pro league, but are probably not ready for it yet. Like, need to spend more time growing.
Yeah. I mean, or you can just do it and just keep losing like me until you finally win.
Yeah, you could
Which
do that
brings
as
me
well.
to the story I wanted to tell you actually. Like when I was at the gym the other day, I was at Rider Wear Gym, and then there was like a girl that came up to me and she said she's seen me since I was in Good Life. And I was in Good Life. Like I started as a personal trainer in Good Life, and this was probably like 2017. And she's not really, I don't think she's someone that like follows me on social media really closely or whatever, but she's seen my person in real life. And so she's seen my body transform since 2017 till now. And so she came up to me and she was just like, I just need to tell you that, like, because I've been looking at you, me and my, because she's quite young. She's like, me and my mum, we used to always look at you when you were in Good Life and we thought you looked so good, but like now you look even crazier. And then like she just wanted to ask what kept me like doing this for so long, and like you can like even for yourself, like to be able to do this for 9 years without like losing.
For me, it's a bit less than that because it's been about 4 or 5 years. So I would say like 6 years of competing. I think I did about 6 years from 21 to about 27. Yeah.
But then you add the extra years where you were not competing. Like it's been
Yeah,
like,
I guess if I don't
competed.
include those years, because I didn't really compete for 4 years at
Yeah,
least.
yeah, exactly.
So like
But
I would say
it's
like
been that long.
about 6 years. So
Yeah.
in 6 years I did about like 9 shows. So this
Yeah.
will be actually my 10th show,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty kind of excited. I'm like, oh, my 10th show.
And
like
so the nationals will be your 11th show.
yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
So I won my pro card on my 11th show.
Oh man, might be timing, you know. No. I'm just gonna bring my best and have fun.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, so like I've never really got asked this question before because obviously, like I said, I've been like at this for like a long time, and like for a lot of people, there's not many people that I think like who can do this for so long, who is like the only people who do this for so long, they're at a very, very high level, like they're doing better than me kind of thing. And like without even thinking straight away, the first thing I told her is like just because I was like really, really shit to begin with, like just because I was so bad, like that kept me so motivated for 9 years. Like this whole time, the only way my body was able to change year after year after year after year is because of this feeling of me just like, oh, it's not good enough yet, you know, which sounds kind of sad, but I'm like, but I don't see it as like a bad thing or anything like that, because like you said, when people go and get beat really bad or like see how good other people are, it will either make you want to get better or it'll make you want to quit. And for me, like, it obviously, like, I haven't quit yet. Like, I'm gonna quit soon, but like, yeah, but it just made me want to get better. And I think me not like the times that I haven't done well are the times that I've made the most progress in that season. And maybe that's why the season that I made like the least progress was the season after I won my pro card, because I didn't really know or have like a feeling of how far like I need to grow. Like I needed to step on stage as a pro and see like what I was lacking, how much I was lacking, and how good everyone else really was on the pro circuit to be able to then after that, like after my Singapore show to when you coached me to the Vietnam show, like the progress in that shorter period of time was way more than what I got in the 2 years like after like I won my pro card. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone.
Have you told everyone that you got a new coach? Did we talk about that in the last
No,
podcast?
we've actually not mentioned it.
Yeah.
But no, I
So
guess
Nicole did get a new coach.
We can announce it, I guess.
dropped her as a client. No, I didn't drop her
I
as a client.
fired him.
No, we decided collaboratively that it would be best that she have a second
Well, tell
eye.
them the reason why, I guess, because it's mainly like I guess you.
Yeah. Because she is my partner, that was the only reason. Yeah, because you are my partner, it's hard to wear the different hats that we have to wear at home. Obviously, we work together in the same company, working together alongside. Like we wear a lot of different hats, and having to wear the coach's hat as well was hard, because like it'll be like, oh well, I know the answer for like. I remember one time you asked me, oh, should I like reverse and like tidy up, and I'm like, I kind of want to eat with you. but then I'll say, oh, you have to manage your body fat. And then I know that you'll be super strict because it's coming from me. And so then like, it's not just hearsay. Like I'll just be like, oh, you should do this. You will actually do it.
Yeah.
So then I'll be like, oh,
I was
like,
too good of an athlete though.
yeah. So that's why I just felt like it was super hard to try again to prep you. And like, not only that, like, it's just, yeah, I want you to really like see if there's something else out there that could take you to that next level.
Yeah, it's just taking the stress off him, but also like I just wanted someone who would just give me more attention, I guess, because I'm so like independent that like he knows he doesn't really need to micromanage me. But it's been so long that like I'm like, maybe I just want someone to micromanage me a little bit more. And then especially this off season, I've been just coaching myself in the off season, which has been great, but also like a little bit too relaxed. That I'm like, I think I just need someone to just, and I guess that's why a lot of people like do hire coaches. And if you're thinking about hiring a coach, you may have all the knowledge in the world. You may like your boyfriend may be a PT, like, but you should still hire a coach. You should hire it's only going to do you good. It's going to be good for you, not just physique wise, but mentally as well. So for me, knowing that like, I could just focus on work and focus on my clients and not have to think about myself and give that task to someone else, it takes the stress off me. And also it takes the stress off like you, if you were my coach. So now me and you don't have to stress about me anymore. And we've handed that responsibility over to someone else. And even like when you travel with me to go to shows, if you do that, it can just be you traveling to watch me rather
and
than
supportive,
than you being like
stressing out like
I
that's
gotta
my
coach
client.
her.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
it's already nerve-wracking watching you compete. So like having to also coach you and on that pro level is like, it's definitely a lot more of a load off my shoulders now. But now I can just be fully supportive and just like support you through emotionally and stuff instead of having to be like, hey, we need to do this and actually like do this and do that. And
I don't really think I need like so much emotional support on show day. I don't know. Maybe more still your eye. I'll still rely on your eye because obviously my coach won't be there in person. I'll still be like, oh, like, do you think I'm looking a bit flat?
Well, you've got a great coach. And
I do. I haven't actually announced who my coach was. I don't know if I should announce it.
Oh no, it's up to you. So like, I think if you're interested,
I'm saving that for Blake.
We're
gonna do a special video, so stay tuned. Me and Blake will be filming a video where like I'll chat in a bit more detail about it. So
be excited. He is a very good coach.
He is a good coach, and he's not like a well-known bikini coach, but he is a well-known coach, and I like that.
Very smart.
Because I don't really like being treated like a bikini girl, to be honest.
I mean, honestly, there shouldn't be any difference. Like, I think.
I mean, there really is. There really is because of the girls.
I don't know why people sell it that way because I think it's just coaches selling that way. I'm a bikini coach, but it should be the same thing. Like, your goal is to build muscle, fill out on stage, and then perfect.
The thing is, a lot of the girls I compete against on the pro level, they don't need to build muscle. That's the difference. They have very much different requirements for them as opposed to me. Most of them don't have to put on size everywhere. Maybe they just have to like refine a little bit, like grow a little bit here, but more so they need to maybe downsize in certain areas. Maybe they need to not train certain areas. Maybe they just need to like, change their shape or whatever it may be.
To be fair, every division in the female division is pretty similar. Like, okay, similar that genetics is a key factor of the divisions, wellness, bikini, fitness, figure, physique, and women's bodybuilding. There's a lot of classes, but the requirements are always aesthetic, big glutes, proportion, like proportions may adjust slightly. That's all the difference is. But the concept of bikini coaching, well, people call it, it's just really like you're just targeting certain proportions. You're like, okay, you need a bit more lats. Doesn't change if you are a bodybuilder, if you are a bikini competitor, a wellness competitor. If you need more lats, you need more lats, or you need a bit more glutes to fit the criteria.
Maybe not training, but like I know a lot of like their nutritional protocols may be different from mine because when you're already where you need to be, there's no need for you to actually go into a big growth phase.
But
and
that's
stuff like
considering that their body composition is just like, okay, that's considering that someone's already ready and has the muscularity. Like some people might just need a downsize for the division. Or they'll be too big for the division. It just, the idea of coaching, it should be the same. Like it's just fitting the criteria. Because I coach a lot of athletes in different federations, different classes as well, that, it's just a criteria and we just got to fit that criteria. That's all we got to do. But like the way to do that, if someone needs more lats, the protocol should be the same. You need to build your lats up. You need to do this. You need to build your physique up. Like, because there's one thing, build muscle, get shredded, fill out on stage. Done. Like, I mean, there really is nothing else to it. Like, the protocol should be the same. Maximize the amount of muscle you need to put on. If you need to put on muscle, maybe downsize, maybe train slightly less, maybe decrease the volume of the training to maybe deflate some of the muscles that they're too overpowering for the division. Get shredded. Pretty much all classes require that to the same level, to be fair. Like there really is no difference, I feel like, in regards to conditioning. I think conditioning for every class is you just need to be shredded. Like, you need to be shredded, but not like withered out to that extent. But like, you need to be shredded and you need to be filled out on stage.
I
So,
believe that, and I think like you believe that too, and my coach believes that too. Hence why I did hire him.
Yes,
but there are
yeah.
some bikini coaches that are like, oh, like you don't want to be too lean, like on that kind of stuff. So
that doesn't make sense. Like,
it makes sense on the very, 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 very high level.
On the high level,
like the top 5
highest
Olympians,
level.
they have to be careful not to get too shredded.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone else who's not there yet, if you show up not in shape, like you're gone, like your last call out.
Unless you're like doing a different federation.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're
I'm
talking about pro league.
I'm talking about not just pro league, but
IFBB.
pro level. Like
Pro
as in
level, yeah.
the
Pro level is
the
super
pros,
important.
Yeah. All the pros are shredded. Like I've seen us all. I was in the last call outs. We were all shredded. Like we were all shredded.
Oh yeah, no, trust me.
Like trust.
Like we'll worry about glute striations and quad
We were shredded,
striations.
all of us.
And then I literally saw all these, but when they put a tan on, they just
Yeah,
carb up, they fill out those muscles, they pump them
it all
up.
look good, but
They're like they hide it really well, but like
Yeah.
really everyone's peeled.
yeah,
like
just come in lean, come in shredded. Like I was not.
unless like you're doing like a natural federation where like the girls
Yeah,
are
that's different.
That's different.
But
Yeah.
let's
so
not talk about
so
that.
in that scenario, no, we do have listeners that listen that also compete in ICN. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So like in the event that you're competing in ICN, then there's a different level of requirement. Obviously, like IFBB bikini girls are definitely way more shredded than ICN bikini girls.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it is.
Yeah.
So like to an extent, there is you just gotta fit the criteria. You still have to be lean though.
Yeah.
Like, that's
well,
the
no,
most
that's what I was
important
talking
part,
about,
yeah.
like myself, and so I'm only talking about like pro league, pro circuit, and hence why like I chose my coach because I trusted that like he values conditioning as much as I do because he normally coaches like figure wellness and bodybuilding. So like it's conditioning. You just have to be.
If he can like get IFBB Pro League bodybuilder shredded and fill them up healthily, you're a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
Because let's be real,
Yeah.
bikini coaching is different. Like
So people may find it's an
not that
interesting
much.
choice, but I'm like, I think it still was like probably the only option for me at this stage. Like there was really no close second or whatever.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Yeah. The close second was myself. I was like, I could just do this myself, which I probably could. But yeah, I still thought it'd just be better to have someone
I
else.
definitely agree. Like you definitely need a coach. Like in the event that I turn pro, I'll definitely get a coach then. But for this show, I'm definitely gonna maybe do it myself.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking about getting a coach, but like I think I'm a bit more chill with this one. So yeah, just gonna enjoy my last time and hurrah.
Yeah, enjoy it. All right. Well, we're going to do this last segment with, I guess like we can call it a little game, but what we're going to be doing is a would you rather segment. So basically I'll give you situations and scenarios of like, would you rather this or this? And then will you tell me? And then I'll tell you kind of thing. So would you rather only eat chicken forever or only eat beef forever?
Chicken.
Why?
Just because I eat chicken more. I think like chicken is like beef. Like, are we talking beef? Any cuts of beef?
Yeah, cow. So cow or chicken, the two animals.
Oh.
If you can only have one, because
From a health perspective, I think the beef might be too much. Like eating red meat all the time. Like, are we talking about just taste?
it's just just don't go too deep. Just like based on what you value, because do you really value? Like depends on like because I'm quite a health conscious person, so then that
For
would
me,
be,
my digestion and stuff, I
Yeah.
think chicken for me works.
Because,
only because of my digestion. If you're talking about that, just superficial question, yeah, 100%.
but also like so things like okay, because you like fried chicken, you
Yeah,
like to eat the
100%.
thighs, the
But I
wings.
love a good steak. But I would choose fried chicken over steak.
Okay,
Like a
you would
good
choose
steak.
fried
Yeah,
chicken.
yeah,
over
yeah.
steak. So
So
that's your decision. You prefer chicken.
I don't digest beef very well as well. So
Okay,
that's
'cause
the
you
reason
have low
why
stomach
chicken for me,
acid.
if I was to eat it every day, I'll eat chicken. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But I'll choose beef. I'm the exact opposite because then like I feel like with beef you have like all the different cuts of beef.
Yeah, no, exactly.
There's,
That
like,
that was
more
what enticed me. But
options.
like if you were to eat that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I was like, yeah, you couldn't season it many ways to make it taste any
Oh
different.
no, I wouldn't cook it, but if someone else did,
No, but like imagine chicken can be cooked many ways.
beef
Whereas
as well. Because you
beef
can
is
do
just
the mince, and then you can do like slow cooked beef, and then you can have the beef ribs as well.
Yeah, but it still all tastes the same. Whereas chicken, you can sous vide it, you can air fry it, pan fry it, oven it. And we're talking about roast chicken. Tastes completely different. You can do fried chicken. You can't do fried beef.
I don't
mean,
like
you could.
fried anyways.
But I mean, like, just in general, like, you could do a lot more with chicken.
I still like beef.
Like shredded chicken?
Then you mentioned health, which I'm like a big advocate for, and like beef is way more healthier for you than chicken in general to eat the animal, not just the beef like the other cuts, but including eating the beef heart, liver, like all the other beef organs and
Yeah,
stuff
but
like
you don't
that.
eat any of those.
No, but if I had to forever, and if someone else cooked it
Yeah.
for me, and that was like my only diet, I could only eat cow. Like I know I'll be very, very healthy, and then yeah. Oh, but I guess if you choose chicken, then would you get eggs as well? Because
Yeah, I mean, that counts as well.
I
Comes
don't
from the
know,
chicken.
actually. Okay. All right. Next one is: would you rather eat low calories but not be hungry, or eat high calories and always be hungry?
Oh, well, for me, it'd be low calories and not hungry because that's like I can deal with hunger very well.
Because
So
that's your everyday
yeah,
life.
that I can do very well.
That's already
I mean,
you.
like, it would suck to be ravenous because I'm assuming like if you were to be not you be hungry all the time and you eat a lot of calories, that means you're gonna get fat.
No, but no, it means that because you.
No,
you-
we're not digging deeper than that, are we?
No. So you can eat high calories, but you're just always hungry. Like you know how someone
Yeah,
with the
nah,
the
that's too
ectomorphs
much.
who like eat a lot, they can eat a lot, but
Hunger
they're still
gets
hungry.
to your brain. I think being hungry is your body signals to be like you need to eat. So like,
But you hate feeling full,
what
right?
can stop you from like eating more? So in the event that you had to, like, let's say this happened in real life, you would literally be overweight because you just keep eating. You'll always feel hungry. Like you can't even function, I think. So I would assume your body's not even functioning very well because you're always like, I need food, I
No,
need
the
food.
situation is that you maintain you just be really hungry all the
Oh
time.
no! If you what? So if you maintain your fitness, see now you're adding something to it.
No, but it's my question, so I.
So technically, I mean, you gotta be specific. So,
Okay, so yeah, maintain. So you look exactly the same.
no matter
it's-
what, so yeah, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think the hunger can affect your ability to think. So I think like being not hungry is better. Like I
Yeah.
mean, like when you're on a roll and you're like studying and you're hungry, you go eat. It stops your cycle of like studying. So I think like
I think
being
it depends
hungry
on
is
how
bad.
busy you are.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to feel hungry because that's just something that will be on your mind the whole time. When you're not hungry, you can focus on other things and it won't distract you.
Yeah. Well, the one thing about not being hungry though is that like then you would also like not really like enjoy food.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
like, I don't
that's
really
what
mind
makes
not
it
enjoying
hard.
food,
but
yeah.
but I think I would also choose to eat low calories and not be hungry
Yeah.
as well. Mainly also from like a save money standpoint.
Mm.
Otherwise, you're like eating so much and then still being hungry. So, next one: would you rather be a vegan or a carnivore?
Oh, definitely carnivore.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, we love meat too much. Nothing against our vegan clients, but like, yeah, no, we love meat.
The only
too
sad
much.
thing about being carnivore is that like we won't be able to eat like bread and like cake and like
that's super hard.
fruits,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
sad. But because if you were vegan, you can eat like vegan cake, like vegan, like bread is vegan. Yeah. So you can have bread.
Yeah.
But would you still be carnivore?
I'll still be carnivore. Yeah, I like meat. Yeah,
I'm like,
I love my
like-
eggs. So
I'm
yeah,
like,
no.
I love bread, but like, I like, yeah, carnivore. Yeah. All right. Would you rather never snowboard again or never go to the beach again?
Well, that's a tough one.
So say it's a
I
situation.
would probably say like never. Which one would I rather?
Yeah. What would you
never.
rather never again? If you have to
Never
choose
snowboard.
never snowboard. Yeah.
Yeah, just because like snow is to live in a country with snow is not very good. Like I mean, that's what we hear from
I'm not talking
everyone.
about living, just like to go to the snowboard place.
Yeah, because you don't go there as often. Whereas
Yeah.
beach is way more calming. It's good for your endorphins and stuff. So like, yeah, definitely beach.
All right. Would you rather fly business class with motion sickness or fly economy without motion sickness?
Nah, economy with motion sickness. Without motion sickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because like it sucks. I know what motion sickness could feel like, and it's like throwing like it feels yuck. Like you rather like you obviously are asking in the event that it's forever. Then like I'll never be able to fly because I'll never look forward to it. I'll be like, oh my god, I have to overcome this just to get to my destination. So like I'd rather just fly economy and just tank it, and then just like have no motion sickness at all.
I think I would pick business class.
Because imagine flying 20 hours.
No,
with
but then
motion
you
sickness.
can find ways around it, right?
No,
Like,
You're saying that you're dealing with it the whole time. It doesn't go away.
it's just a situation that happens. Like when you have motion sickness, but you can.
Then I'd rather fly economy because like motion sickness, we don't know how long. And I'm assuming we can't take motion sickness tablets.
I mean, you can.
No, even though if you do, they see you're changing it. You're trying to slide a question. You can't do that. You have to just choose.
It's my questions.
Yeah, but the question has to be like, you have to be specific if you want to be specific. Like you have to say, okay, you can choose business with motion sickness, and that's the entire flight with no medication, or do you fly economy with no motion sickness at all?
Okay, so we'll just take away the tablet part.
We add in the tablet part. Like as in,
you
even
can
if
take the tablet.
you take tablets, but it does nothing. So
Okay.
you're gonna feel motion sickness the entire flight.
But then at least you can sleep, right?
Yeah, but you feel sick. You're literally gonna. So imagine going through a flight that's gonna be 15 hours long, and you know you're gonna be sick the entire flight. By the time you get there,
It's
you're
not
gonna
really
be like,
sick because motion sickness is just kind of dizzy, right? Like you just feel a bit woozy.
yeah, that's the worst feeling. Like you almost feel like everything's moving. Like yeah, nah, I'm all right. I'll definitely choose economy without motion sickness.
Okay. Be lack of food or be lack of sleep?
Lack of food.
Yeah, same. Lack of food. I need to
No,
sleep.
but the lack of food is
Sleep.
different because we actually experience that.
Like
When
sleep
we
is-
actually cut,
yeah.
like our calories get super low. So nah, I'd rather be able to sleep if I was
Yeah.
in that case.
If we could choose with it, like with in prep, and then like a genie appears during prep, and they're like, "I'm going to allow you now to either like be able to sleep really good or like to be able to eat more." I would choose sleeping.
Yeah, definitely sleep more is more important. Sleep
Yeah.
is the most important thing in the world.
Yeah,
I think, like,
I
yeah,
think
definitely
so
sleep.
now, especially now that I'm old, like I'm like I need to sleep.
No, I think at any age, yeah, sleep's important. I mean,
Like when
baby
you're
sleep.
young, you can get away with it. I feel we got away with it when we were young.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, sleep's super important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sleep is super important. If you could look like your dream body, like whatever you feel like your dream body is, but you can only eat sashimi forever. And context, Jeremy's not a fan of raw food, raw seafood. He's not a fan of raw seafood. So what if you had to eat sashimi only forever, but you get to have the body of your dreams? Would you?
So yes or no?
Yes or no? Yeah.
This is also considered I don't like sashimi, right?
Yeah. Because I purposely said sashimi because I know you don't like raw fish.
I think I might do it. Yeah. I mean, like the body of my dreams that I keep forever.
Yeah, but you just have to keep eating
Yeah,
sashimi
that's
only
fine.
forever.
Yeah. But I still eat rice and you
No,
know,
only sashimi.
only sashimi. What if I get sick?
But that's no choice. But you still
Oh.
look good, but you still just
Yeah,
only have
nah,
to
it's
eat
not
sashimi.
worth it. Yeah, definitely not worth it. That's crazy. No.
Okay, so those are mine, and then we have some from the people as well. So let's see what the people ask. So, this is like a really hard one. So this one is directed at me, but I will adjust it for you. So basically, she asked me would I rather never train delts again or never train glutes again?
So what would you do?
It's
Obviously, that's the
totally-
easy one for me.
It's the hardest question for me, but I think I would have to say I would need to still train glutes. Is it glutes, just glutes, like not legs? So
No, just glute. Maybe direct glute training.
Direct
like,
glute training?
I mean, you could do bench, and I mean, technically that'll hit your
So,
delts.
like, if
so
I can still squat, right?
you can still squat, yeah.
Okay, then I would need to train delts.
Yeah.
I would say I won't give up training delts. But if it was delts and legs, I would have to give up delts to train legs. I just like the suffering part of it. So when I think about glute exercises, they're not like overly like fun in terms of like the suffering side of things, like kickbacks, hip thrusts and stuff. Whereas like if I think about like squatting and RDLs and shoulder pressing and stuff like that, like the grind, like I love it. So I think I'd have to do that. But what about you? Never train delts or never train chest again? Nothing to do with
Definitely.
physique, just like the actual training
I'll
itself.
probably, yeah, I'd rather not train delts.
You would continue to train chest because
Yeah.
you love to bench.
Because I love benching, yeah. Yeah. So that's an easy one because, yeah, bench is fun. I mean, like, training delts is just accessory, like, you know, doing like lateral raises and Yeah, overhead press is fun, but bench is funner.
Funner.
Yeah, is that even a term? But funner.
Okay. Would you rather grow 5 kilos of muscle? She said in the area that you wanted, but because the area that I wanted is everywhere, I'm just going to say grow 5 kilos
Alright.
of muscle.
We need to pause for a second.
Oh.
You got to-
5 kilos of muscle in the area that you wanted. But because the area that I want is like every single area, I'm just going to say grow 5 kilos of muscle, full stop, or be able to maintain muscle and body fat without watching your diet.
Well, yeah, the second one.
Why?
Because you can eat whatever you want and stay lean. So, like, I'm assuming you can still build muscle, but just slower.
No, maintain muscle.
Or
I mean,
so
you probably can.
Oh,
you,
no, we
you
can't
can-
change it. It
no,
has
so-
to be
because
choice.
They said, yeah, would you rather
5 kilos of muscle in the area that you want, or maintain muscle for the rest of your life and just, yeah. I'll
basically
choose
just
that.
eat whatever you want and still maintain?
Yeah, 100%. That one. Easy.
Nah, I would take the 5 kilo of muscle. Just because it'd be really hard for someone like me to put 5 kilos of muscle on.
In a certain area, though. Nah, you can't change the question.
No, I said I was going to change it for me.
Yeah,
'Cause the area-
that's changing the question.
The area that I wanted
That's
is
exactly
everywhere.
no. It has to be one area. So you can put 5 kilos in your glutes, 5 kilos in your delts, 5 kilos in your back. That's it.
It's
your
going to
choice.
look wild on me.
Yeah, but that's the question.
No.
That is the question. You can't just change it.
No, I'm changing it for context.
I'm doing it for the listeners because they asked. You can't just change context because then all the questions you've given me, I could have put it into context. As you can see, we're very analytical in how we do things, and we understand.
Don't be a party pooper.
So you got a choice: maintain muscle, 5 kilos in
Okay,
glutes or delts.
I would say I would pick the 5 kilo of muscle only if I can distribute it the way
No,
I want.
it's-
But if I can't because Jeremy's being a party pooper, then yeah, I guess I could just
I am not being a party. I'm stating facts.
Then I would just maintain
I'm
without
representing
watching
the
my diet.
listeners. Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at maintaining though in general.
Yeah, but maintaining, you can literally eat whatever you want and you'll still maintain your muscle and body condition. That's so good. Who wouldn't want that?
That's the dream. I'm like, the dream is to get given 5
That's if you
kilos of
have the
muscle on the
physique
silver
already.
platter.
Like, I'll be
But
like,
what if we
happy.
change the question to 5 kilos of muscle wherever you want? You still won't pick that?
Eating whatever you want for the rest of your life and looking good, like, I mean, come on. That's pretty good.
So you'd still pick that.
So
I
what?
would-
Like that? I'm assuming you don't even have to train to maintain that. So amazing.
It's not about the training. It's about like being able to eat whatever you want. That's all.
Yeah, eating whatever you want sounds very good. Like, and not having to put on weight, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. This is another one where we have to kind of put our own context to it, okay? So don't come for me because the question is eat Asian food, and then in brackets she says Din Tai Fung, which she knows I freaking love Din Tai Fung, / hawker food for the rest of your life or only the meals you prep. So this one you need a bit more context, right? So let's just say
No, I think it's good. Meals you prep makes it easy because I mean, like, you could prep whatever you want and eat whatever you want. I'm not gonna eat Ding Tai Fung or even hawker's food forever.
Yeah.
It's oily. Like we literally eat it for like 2 days and we're already like,
I'm over it,
I want some
But are
like
you
clean
over
food.
it because of what you think it does to your body, or
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if you were to eat that forever, it's like saying eating McDonald's forever. Like, would you?
Okay, well,
And then, but the question does not state that you're obviously you're gonna put on body fat if you eat McDonald's forever. Like, it's simple. So I would assume that's like in relation to the question.
yeah, like so it will affect your
It
body.
will affect you. You're busy.
Yeah.
There's no context that they obviously affect your body. So yeah, it was
so-
easy.
So I would pick prep meals
Yeah,
as well.
prep
I'm
meals
like,
as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I
100%.
would give up the entire phone dumplings, but I don't know. Maybe just like make my own dumplings.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. Visit the UK or Europe?
Europe.
Yeah, I'll pick Europe
Yeah,
as well.
that was easy.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Do you have any for me?
I didn't think that far ahead.
Well, you said McDonald's before.
Yeah, no, wait. Well, yeah, McDonald's. What about McDonald's?
Okay, I'll ask you. Last one. Would you rather like only eat McDonald's forever or only eat? What is your second favorite fast food place?
Nah, see that's supposed to would you rather because you can't just choose it. It's supposed to put me on the spot.
Okay, fine. KFC. Would you rather only eat KFC for the rest of your life or only eat McDonald's for the rest of your life? Look, both ways you're gonna get fat. So which one do you want?
Yeah, definitely KFC.
Really?
Or McDonald's. Yeah, you probably get no, but it has protein. Yeah, the chicken. You can take off the skin and stuff.
Take off the skin to
Take
try
off
and
the
not
skin
get
and stuff.
fat.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you go to Asian KFC, they have rice. So it's chicken rice. Easy.
I would choose McDonald's because McDonald's has more options. And
But
also
I
they
feel a lot more of their stuff is processed. So we don't know how they make their patties. We don't know how they make any like. There's a lot there.
either way, both is like equally shit.
but at least
then
it's chicken.
the taste variety, because you can still get nuggets in McDonald's.
You still get nuggets at KFC.
Yeah, but they're not nice.
Yeah, but the idea is that do we even know they're chicken nuggets from McDonald's? Let's be real.
But do you even know the chicken nuggets in KFC?
Exactly. But the chicken from KFC is chicken.
But how do you know?
It's a drumstick. What do you think they get? You're asking a question like as if it's processed. It's literally chicken.
I love apple pie though, and like KFC
Yeah,
doesn't.
but it's all
does
processed.
KFC have any like dessert?
Yeah, although the fried chicken is very fat and dipped in oil and all of that, but it's still chicken meat.
McDonald's has salad as well.
It doesn't change the fact that we don't know where most of the
Where the
meats
salad
come
comes from.
Well, the salad is different, but like it's more so like their other options are like literally all processed. We don't know if it's actually they even say Wagyu burgers. Is it Wagyu burgers that I have? No, I don't know what it's called anymore. I haven't even.
I mean, just think for variety's sake, I would just still pick it because
Yeah, not KFC. Can eat chicken and rice.
I don't know. I have a filet fish one day, another day I can have
Yeah,
nuggets.
don't know if that's
so
actually
yeah.
real fish. It's just
I mean,
powdered.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it, guys.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with your friends and family. If you do have any questions for us that you want us to answer in the next podcast, feel free to either message Nicole or myself. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we'll see
Let
you
us
guys
know
next
if you
time.
like the Zaddy t-shirts as well.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be the front cover. We're going to wear it in all the podcasts now. All right, thank you, guys. See you guys in the next
Bye.
podcast.